Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. What happens if you can't repay your EIDL loan? What are the penalties? What can the SBA do to come after you? In this video, I'm going to tell you about the penalties if you don't make EIDL repayments. There's a few surprises there, plus a couple tips on how to make EIDL payments easier for you. So for the 4 million of you in the US who took EIDL loans over the past couple years, this video is for you. And if you didn't take an EIDL loan, I'm going to talk about our $1,000 grants this month at the end of this video. So if you could use $1,000 to help you pay back your EIDL loan or for whatever you want, stick around. As always, thanks so much for subscribing, turning on alerts, and liking this video. Let me dive right in. We've got a lot of screenshots here specifically to help answer this question. What can the SBA do if you don't make EIDL payments on time or at all? And the reason we're doing this video today, early 2023, is because millions of EIDL loans will have their first payment due this month. We've seen this over the past few months. In November, there were a few million payments due, then about 5 million due in December, and there's about 5 million due this month as well. And just because you made your first EIDL payment does not mean you're out of the woods. You need to make sure you've got recurring payments set up, or if you can't make payments, there are things you can do. In fact, in December, I talked about how you can lower your payments substantially for a period of 6 months if you are having difficulty making payments and your EIDL loan was less than $200,000, you can automatically request lowered payments for a period of 6 months. And if you took out more than $200,000, you can still ask the SBA to lower your payments temporarily. The long of the short is that the SBA's job is not only to help enforce repayments, that people make payments on time, but their overall goal is to support small businesses. So they're willing to work with you if you can't make payments. I want to show you a few things first on how to make payments, then I'll get into the penalties if you miss payments. So when you log into your CAF's dashboard and you go to EIDLpay.com, there's a link to get to your dashboard. When you click the red button here, make a payment, it will take you to pay.gov. That's where you make EIDL payments, but you also see the payment due date and payment amount here as well. And if you click on either of these links, you'll get to see details about your loan, including how much you owe, as well as your loan number. So that's step number one, knowing how much you owe and when it's due. The second step is making payments. And many folks had questions about how to set up recurring payments. The SBA put up an FAQ about how to make recurring payments. You need to have created a pay.gov account. To do that, go to pay.gov, click create an account or sign in. It takes a few seconds to create a pay.gov account, put in your information, then put in your company information, then create a username and password, and you're all set. You'll also get a confirmation email. And now that you're logged in, when you go through the EIDL repayment form, you'll see an option that says, I want to set up recurring payments. So if you're not logged in, you won't see that. Now that you're logged in, you can see that. Check that, check how much you want to make your payment for. Remember, back on the CAF site, it shows what your minimum monthly payment should be. So you can start with that. You can always make additional payments, but you want to make sure that you at least have the minimum payment that you're paying down every month. And you can choose to pay by ACH, bank account, PayPal, or debit card. You'll put in that information, then click confirm. Then you'll agree to the authorization and disclosure statement, then click confirm. And you'll be all set for recurring payments. And here's why that is important. This is straight from the loan agreement document. Hopefully you have that saved somewhere on your computer or in a safe spot that you can reference, because there's a lot in this document, including what happens if you can't make payments. So there's potentially good news and bad news here. Let me start with the good news, and that is for loans of $25,000 or less. This is the majority of loans in the US. In fact, the vast majority of loans are under the $200,000 threshold, but a significant portion of those are $25K or less. For SBA loans of $25K or less, the SBA did not take any collateral. So these are unsecured. If your business closes, the SBA in theory can't do anything about it. full stop. Then there's the second threshold, which is loans from 25K to 200,000. These loans are secured by the assets of the business. If you can't make payments, again, the SBA team is going to come after you at some point if you're not making payments. It's unclear what the time frame for that will be. Again, their goal is to help you make payments, and there's a deferment option as well. The reason they made that option is so you pay at least something, even if it's 10% of your loan. They want you to make payments and work with you to make it so you can make repayments and you don't default on your loan. So for that 25K to 200K threshold, again, they may go after business assets, but in many cases, your business may not have assets that they can go after. And again, because there are a few million loans of $200,000 or less, it's over 3 million of the EIDL loans that are below 200K. It would be a lot of effort for the SBA to go after those. Of course, it's hard to know what percentage of businesses will have difficulty repaying, but I believe it's going to be substantial. And finally, there are the loans of $200,000 or above. This is when you will have personal liability for your loan. So if you don't make payments, you default on your loan, the SBA can come after your business and you personally, unless you declare personal bankruptcy. In fact, here's some more information on the loan authorization and agreement. Borrower violates any of the terms or conditions of this loan authorization and agreement, the loan will be in default, and SBA may declare all or any part of the indebtedness immediately due and payable. SBA's failure to exercise its rights under this paragraph will not constitute a waiver. The second bullet, a default or any violation of the terms and conditions of an SBA loan will be considered a default of all such loans. So keep that in mind. If you do default, the SBA can demand full repayment immediately. And finally, there's a note on record keeping. You should have record keeping for what you're using this EIDL loan for. Don't forget about this. There are things you can't use this EIDL money for, namely lobbying, but there are other things you should know about as well. So you should keep good records. This is true for your entire business. And if you want help with any of this, whether it's EIDL repayments or going after other SBA funding, such as 7A, 504, or microloans, those are loans up to $50,000. We'd love to work with you. Go to helloskip.com/join or use the link in the description. And finally, because I mentioned it, we are giving out 3 $1,000 grants this month. It takes a few seconds to apply. If interested, go to helloskip.com/1K, enter right on your Skip dashboard. And as always, don't forget to go download our free app in the App Store and Google Play. Just search Hello Skip. And most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching today's video. And remember, we do YouTube lives here every single week, so be sure you're subscribed to catch those. And if you want help for your business growing or funding your business, consider booking one-on-one support with our team. Here's another video you might find interesting, or if you want to binge on past videos, here's a most popular videos playlist. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.